Thank you very much, Mr. Bone. Unsustainable debt destroys lives, marriages, couple relationships, and causes misery to families up and down the country. And as in so many areas of life, prevention is always better than cure. So that's why I think we need to start by looking at the reasons why people end up with unsustainable debts. Dealing with the causes of debt is at the heart of preventing the misery which unsustainable debt is responsible for. Now, the United Kingdom stands as a real outlier internationally in that so many people who start their lives in an entry-level job end their lives in an entry-level job. Why is this such an issue for the United Kingdom, and why is it less so for other countries, and what can we do about it? When I served on the Work and Pensions Select Committee, I was taught about the ABC approach to eradicating poverty. Now, while in the church circles that I move in, that acronym stands for our current wonderful Archbishop of Canterbury. In this context, it stands for a job, a better job, and a career. Now, that is the mindset which we need to encourage and enable so that people have the opportunity maybe to go to night school or study at weekends while they work in order to improve their skills and earn, say, £22.50 an hour rather than £9 an hour. Now, this is exactly what the government's newly introduced lifetime skills guarantee is setting out to facilitate, and what programmes like the Nurse Associate scheme enable. And of course, helping as many people to get into work in the first place and recreating that British jobs miracle, which we've done before as a government, is absolutely key. Secondly, we have to do something about the ridiculous cost of housing for far too many people. This is more of a problem in some parts of the country than others, but I've long been convinced that the unavailability and unaffordability of housing is at the root cause of debt and poverty in this country. Of course, we need to build the houses we need in the right places and with the infrastructure going in at the same time, and we haven't always had the best record at achieving that. But quite simply, far too much of people's income goes towards housing costs, which leaves far too little for food, utilities, clothing, transport, and other items. And that brings me on to zero energy bill homes, precisely what we need to be doing now to expedite our journey to net zero, but equally important to eradicate poverty now. Yes, you can have a home today where you do not have gas and electricity bills because the house you live in sends more energy back to the grid in the summer than it draws down in the winter. British architect Bill Dunster, OBE, is already building houses that do exactly this. And no, they are not more expensive than conventional houses either. Financial literacy also matters as well. And we need to make sure that people have the skills to make sure they don't get ripped off with overly priced deals on all manner of items. We are doing more in this area in our schools, but we need to keep going to make sure those skills are ingrained amongst the whole population. When money is owed to local authorities, it's especially important that a reasonable and compassionate approach is taken. Some people can afford to pay, and I've no problems with the full panoply of the law being used against those who can pay their bills but choose not to. In other cases, people simply cannot pay, and local authorities have a particular duty to behave well in those circumstances. I welcome the proposals for an enforcement conduct authority to make sure that bailiffs behave reasonably as well. This is overdue, and I look forward to its establishment. I'm also a strong supporter and indeed a member of a credit union, the Chalk Hill Blue Credit Union, in my own constituency. More people should use them. For those who are in debt, amazing help is available if only people know it's there and choose to take it up. Over the last year or so, I have watched at close quarters, in awe and admiration, the work of a debt coach for Christians Against Poverty. I have seen, anonymised of course, examples of people with debts of £30,000 or so who've become debt-free and able to save a little every month and to live within their budget. The tragedy is that too many people do not know this help is available or do not use it. The Citizens Advice Bureau and the Salvation Army have a similar brilliant service in my constituency, And I'm aware of other amazing charities like Crosslight working in this area as well. If you are suffering with problem debt that you cannot manage, then please immediately seek help from organisations like these. Help can be at hand and you can be free of your debts, as many people are able to testify.